everybody. I am so excited because this book has been amazing. So, this is the study guide for disruptive thinking. And I want to make sure that Instagram, Zoom, and Facebook can see it. This is the study guide. Guys, you can get your study guide off Amazon. It's only $10. But I did say whoever watched day one and day two video, find two things that you like about it. Email WOD2015 camp at gmail.com. That's WOD 2015 camp at gmail.com. Email the two things that you like so that we can get you your free study guide. Now you got to buy your own book. The book is only $18. So you can get the book off Amazon. I think it's $18, but I know for sure it's under $20. But you can get the book off Amazon too, guys. You want to get this book. It is amazing. It is some wonderful things in there. I mean, I'm finding out things that I didn't even know, but not only that, I'm tapping into a different way of thinking. It's nothing more great than to be disruptive in your thinking, especially in these day and time, because you can't just go with the flow. You can't just go with the norm. You have to be disruptive in your thinking and the way you process so that you can go ahead and change the game. And so I'm going to pick up real quick with our study guide because we got to finish up chapter one study guide so that we can tap into chapter two study guide and then go to chapter two. So we finish off on the questions for chapter one. Let me see. Hold on. I hope I got it set up right. For Facebook. I think I got it set up right. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Okay. I think I got it set up right. So chapter one, it the question was chapter one, disruptive thinking offers several examples of disruptor thinkers, including Elon Musk, Lena Horne, Abraham Lincoln, Jesus, and Mahalia Jackson. The question was, which one of those examples resonated most strongly with you and why? So, guys, I want you to put in the daily book read group which example resonated most with you. Like, which one really resonated most with you? And the reason why I asked that, because most people probably, if you're a child of God, you're gonna pick Jesus. And of course, I love Jesus and Jesus loved me, but I did not pick Jesus in this one because I didn't want to go with the norm. The norm would be like, well, I'm gonna pick Jesus because ain't nobody greater than Jesus. That is true. Nobody is greater than our creator. However, I went with Elon Musk. And let me explain to you why I went with Elon Musk. So my example was Elon Musk. And if you look back in the Disruptive Thinking book on page 17, he elaborated on some wonderful things about Elon Musk. So I'm going to just recap. One of the most transformative figures of our time is a classic example of a disruptive thinker, Elon Musk. While the debate over the existing of global warming and climate change raged and somehow continue to rage with volley sent back with volley setback and forth between the scientists and the politicians, Musk took an untrodden path. So that's the first key right there. He took an untrodden path. He didn't go with the norm. Like I said, y'all would have looked at that list. A lot of people would look at that list and be like, you know what, I'm going with Jesus because ain't nobody greater than Jesus. However, he took the untrodden path. So that was the first key that I thought was really great for someone that's disruptive in their thinking. He knew Americans thrive on capitalism above everything else. So he leaned into innovations and built electric cars that changed the game. So another thing, he changed the game. He didn't sit around debating with them. He talked about, while they debating, I'm about to figure out a solution. Making staggering amounts of money in the process, and he made some paper. So he changed. So hold up, let's recap. He took an uncharted path. So he did something that he wasn't used to doing and nobody else was doing. And then also, when he took the uncharted path, he solved the problem. And not only did he solve the problem, he made some paper. I'm not glamorizing who he is because I don't know him at all, but I have been struck by the silency and power of his disruptive thinking. In the midst of an endless debate, he cut through it and appeared to the base nature of our capitalistic society. When they tried to shut him out, so he had haters. Y'all listen, because it's all y'all people with y'all business, and y'all letting people stop you because they say that's not how you're supposed to do it. That's not how it's supposed to go. Are you letting people stop you because you got a different idea, but they saying you shouldn't try it because that's not how it's supposed to be? Don't let them kill your disruptive thinking. And so he, so carrying on, when they try to shut him up of the traditional channel used by car manufacturer, must found a way around the system. You gangster. Listen, I that turned me on because I would definitely outthink somebody, situation. I would definitely outthink you. Like you think you have me trapping, I will outthink you. So when I see that, he was like, he found a way around the system. Hey, see, most people ain't willing to take that risk. It is a risk. Most people ain't willing to take that risk. Through his groundbreaking technology, he has become incredibly prosperous as the progenitor of innovations that disrupt everything. Talk about he done changed the game. Now everybody making electrical cars. Trendsetter. That's a sign of a trendsetter. When you're doing something that nobody else is doing, you might start out doing it a little bit like they're doing, but then you switch it up a little bit, like Coach said, getting litty. You tweak it a little bit. You tweak it. You learn it, implement it, and you tweak it a little bit. But he made electrical cars and semi-electrical cars. Disruptive don't take side, they take over. So that's why I choose Elon Musk, because he did what everybody else would do. See, like I said, I had used Jesus for an example because most people will probably say, well, I'm going with Jesus or whatever. I'm picking Jesus or whatever. But Elon Musk went with he went another route. He didn't go the route everybody else was going, which was debating and complaining. He was like, shoot, man, this is an opportunity. It's time for me to take over. So that's why I chose Elon Musk, because he changed the game. He was disruptive in his thinking. He solved the problem. He provided a solution, and he went around the system. Hey. So that was who I choose. And then another one of the question. I'm trying to get us finished with chapter 1, guys, so we can pick up on 2 at least tomorrow. I'll at least tell y'all what the topic is. And then the next question was, take a moment to read through the major news and headlines for today. Who are some possible disruptive thinkers making an impact in the world right now? And so my list was like TD Jakes. Of course, Elon Musk is on my list. Steve Harvey, and then my coach, my marketing coach, Coach Stormy Nicole Wellington. I think that she's making impact in her Girl Hold My Hand group. Y'all join it if you haven't joined. It is amazing. We meditate. We get learning materials. We get beautiful connection. It's a wonderful community. So you guys go and sign up for the Girl Hold My Hand group. And then Steve Harvey is an amazing inspiration. And I think he's an amazing inspiration because he then went through every aspect of life, like every level, being broke, being poor, being wealthy, losing it, bouncing back again. Like he done went through every level, and he done been homeless for about 3 years, living in a car. I might not have the exact years right. I know it's about 3 or probably better, but he was living in a car, and look at him now. Like he was disruptive in his thinking. In other words, and in the back of his mind, he had it where I know life got to be better than this. I know that God has more for me than what I am seeing right now. So he was disruptive in his thinking too. And then of course, TD Jakes, y'all know he's like the balling preacher, balling pastor, entrepreneur since 11 years old, served 50 employees in his daddy company while operating a dialysis machine. Come on, somebody. It is amazing when somebody can tell your story I mean, we telling his story because his story can minister to all of us. But imagine the stories that we have that can help a lot of people too. Like kind of like this next question that says, a general sense, how do you typically respond to pain or trouble or circumstance? Remember when I told y'all about me taking a test and how it was very painful for me because I know I prayed and I studied and I acted faith and I still missed it by 1 point because you had to make 88 and I made it 84. That was very painful to me. And how I respond to it, of course, the natural side took a low place or whatever, but spiritually, I know that God paid no respect of person. I know that there's no good thing that God will withhold from me. So I know that it's already mine. I just got to put in a little more work. That's all. God, faith is there without work. So I got to put in a little more work. That's all, So I'm going to retake it, of course, because I'm going to try it again. Because we don't give up. We don't quit. Remember, Lisa Nichols, quitter don't quit. Winners don't quit. Winners don't quit and quitters don't win. And the reason why quitters don't win is because they quit. So we keep going. So how I respond to it is I allow myself to empty out the negative chatter. I allow myself to shed the tears if I have to, but I bounce back. I don't stay there. I don't stay crying for months about failing a test. I don't stay listening to the negative thoughts. Them thoughts might come up. You stupid, you dumb, you never be nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, yeah, once you finish filtering two, I'm beautiful and wonderfully made. I know that I'm wise because I got wisdom from God. And so I might not be smart, but God will help me. Help me. He will give me the words that the enemy can't gainsay or resist. So I know that I don't have to stay there because God already told me in his word He's gonna give me a way of an escape. I know that I'm gonna bounce back. I just believe I got the special bounce back anointing. Anybody can agree with me. So I just was like, I respond. I pray and I do the work because you gotta do the work. You can't just pray. Like I can keep praying, oh God, let me pass this test and never study. And child boo, you be failing that test. You be feeling that test every time. So that was another one. And then a final common characteristic of disruptive thinkers is their ability not only to handle circumstances, but to keep pushing forward in spite of direct distractors. How about to say direction? Keep pushing forward in spite of distractors. Why is that necessary? Because people don't like to be disrupted. For that reason, among many others, disruptive thinkers run the risk of becoming unpopular, and not just unpopular, but outright disliked. They have to deal with obstacles thrown in their path by people who absolutely stand for the status quo. Indeed, looking through the lens of history, disruptive thinkers are often unappreciated until long after they've been laid to rest in the grave. Dang, that's all right though. I'm cool. I've experienced this reality in many ways. Yeah, me too. Especially a lot of jokers that I help. Considering these thoughts from the disruptive thinking book. But if you step off the baton path, expect some thrones and barriers. Literally, it's quite natural to want to clear up any and all misconception about you. However, you have to eventually decide who you're trying to impact. Your dictators, your distractors. I talk about dictators. I'm gonna change the whole word. Your distractors or the world. You could be disruptive thinkers while trying to negotiate peace settlements with people who want to define you by their disruption of you. Everyone who meets me as a musician struggle to see me as a minister. Everyone who meets me as a minister struggle to see me as an entrepreneur. I can attest to that because y'all know I am the business prophetess. And what I do is take services and products and I use them as tools to transform people's life, which means that I get to operate in a minister capacity, but I also am an entrepreneur as well. So yes, it is a struggle because every time people see you, they think you're supposed to be perfect and think you're supposed to just be this preacher that giving out the word or whatever. But I live. God said that I can live and have a life and have it more abundantly, and He never said I had to be religious. Their snide remarks were born out of their discomfort with many mobilities. I couldn't afford to alter my definition of success to make my observers comfortable. Sooner or later, a decision had to be reached that will set the tone for your lifelong priorities. Should you decide to be bold enough to be a drum major of a uh, paradigm shift, you can't forever litigate the opinions of those who call fools and play from the bleachers. That took a while for me to learn. The sting of those you stun leave deep welts. If you're not careful, you're not fulfilled. If you're not careful, if you're not careful, you'll not fulfill your purpose in pursuit of their acceptance. Simply state, are you willing to compromise your uniqueness for their camaraderie? Standing up requires standing out. So you might not fit in, you might not get accepted. That is definitely me, y'all. Seriously. I'm like, my people who I grew up with, they say I'm weird. And I'm cool with it because I am weird. When you have felt stung because you choose to stand out. So that's the question for today. When have you felt stung because you choose to stand out? How would you like to handle criticism? Meaning, what is your ideal way to respond to those criticizing you? And so we 18 minutes in. We 18 minutes in. So I'm not going to read chapter two. I'm going to tell y'all the topics of chapter two. So the study guide, the personal study guide for day two is why do we need disruptive thinking? Why do we need disruptive thinking? So remember, day one was what is disruptive thinking? Day two is why do we need disruptive thinking? So that is a really good question. Y'all need to meditate true on that. Why do we need disruptive thinking is chapter two. Why do we need disruptive thinking now? Nowadays is the question. So I'm gonna let you guys go and meditate on that. It's already 20 minutes, guys. It has been amazing. I am so happy that you guys join me. This is my face freshener. Mary Kay, been using it since 2013. But y'all listen, go back, listen to day one, listen to day two, listen to all of the days that we did in disruptive things so you can get catch up. And make sure if you do day one and two, email me two things that you like so you can get a free study guide. Who don't want a free study guide to life? Because this can help you with your life. This can help you change the way you think. If you change the way you think, you change the way your life is right now. So I enjoy you guys, but I'm going to let y'all go for today. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to end that right here.